Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another mod showcase. And today, I will be showcasing a mod that I showcased 3 years ago. Just recently, they released a newer version in 1.21.1. There is a lot of stuff that we got to show you today. The first thing that I want to show you is the wrench. The wrench allows you to connect everything together so you have electricity or else your items will not work. In here, this is the workbench. The workbench allows you to craft everything that you need in survival, but as you could see, we're in creative, but here's a little look, and I already connected it to electricity, but this is how you connect it. You just left click, you can see our little line, we're bringing it to a thing that's called a generator. There you go, we just left clicked again to connect it. There's two types of generators. They both do the exact same thing. There are 4 different types of fuel: coal, charcoal, lava, and wood. I thought lava was probably the best source of electricity, and you could also see here, this is how you turn it off or on. I just turned it on, and you can see the fuel's empty. Here's just a nicer look of them, just a side perspective, and I'm also going to show you them in the chest in 2 seconds. You can see here, beautiful. And the next thing I want to show you is the chair and table. The chair and table, you could sit at the chairs, and you could also make the table the longest table that you've ever seen in your life. And you could have a whole server just sit at a table with you for once, instead of just using a makeshift slab to do so. And as you can see here, I'm just having fun with it. You could also make a circle shape, you can make just any sort of shape. And I also did forget to mention, there are tons of different wood variants for the chair and table. And there's not really much of a difference. It's the same recipe besides the wood. My favorite one was the blue one because of the textures. And I'm just admiring the look of the tables and chairs. The next thing I want to show you is the desk and the drawer for the desk. It's a pretty cool thing. It's kind of like the table. The table, you could connect it and make it as long as you want. Just let me break this apart. I was just doing some testing before the video started, and I forgot to dismantle it. As you can see here, the drawer has a few spaces to put things in. And there's a really cool animation with the drawer. If you see here, it's very quick, but it opens as I'm in it. And it also connects with the oak desk, as you can see here. I messed up, I have to kind of just break this. There's a few buggy interactions because I don't think it's just made to be in this sort of L shape. But you can see here, you could make tons of different shapes with it. There's also a bug and a few things I want to show you as well, and here's the variants. There's tons of different colors. Here's just a closer look. And I also want to show you a buggy interaction that I've noticed between the table and the desk. When you try to connect it to the drawer, you're going to see here, I'm going to try to put the table in. And the table has a glitchy interaction where the desk just connects. And now, I'm going to just be showing you the couches. The couches have some pretty cool different colors. There's tons of different colors. You could either sit with 3 or 4 people on a couch. The couch could be as long as the table, and you can also have small little chairs. And yet again, I do want to mention the recipes are the same, except the different colors of wool that are required. And it's just amazing being able to have a couch in Minecraft. And there's tons of different colors, so hopefully you can find a color of your choice. There's also the cushions. The cushions, they're only made for one person. It's not like the couch where you could sit with more than one person. As you can see here, I'm happy and I'm sitting on the couch. I mean, not the couch, the cushion. And there's also tons of different colors as well. And now we got the lamps. The lamps have a lot of different colors as well, and I'm also going to make it night because I want to show you that they're able to illuminate quite a bit. It's very different from the normal Minecraft torch or a glowstone lamp. And you could control them with a light switch as well, which is a pretty cool feature. now, I'm just gonna make it day very quick just because I want you to see the lamps properly. So here we go. And now you can see the lamps, they're spinning pretty fast, I've realized. The difference between these black lamps and the gray lamps, it's for a different build concept. Let's say if you have a darker build, that's pretty much the only difference, but also the material that it's made out of. And if you just see me left clicking them, it turns on or off the light. You don't need a light switch, which is what's needed a lot in the mod. And I'm just showing you all of them, and there's also the basic lights, which are simple. You can't just left click them. You need a light switch, which you see here. And if you want a closer look, they're right there. You can also see that I'm turning them on or off. I couldn't successfully connect them. I tried here, but it didn't work out. For some odd reason, unless if I'm just doing it wrong. And now it's the cabinets. There's loads of cabinets and also kitchen supplies. There's a whole bunch of wood ones, like all the nice colors. You can see here as I walk along, I almost look like I'm trying to sell you them. Now you can see in the storage cabinets have the exact same amount of space as a regular chest. But they're really cool to have in your kitchen if you want to do a kitchen in your Minecraft world. There's more storage cabinets. The sink. The sink works exactly like a basin. And you got an infinite water supply, so you could just take a bucket and continuously take water out. The kitchen drawer has a lot less space than the cabinet, but it also has that opening up feature as well. And there's tons more here. They all have the same feature with the water, and this one's just pretty much made with concrete, I believe. Just let you guys have a fast look. These are basically the same thing as well. Just wanted to not miss anything in the mod, and this is just the kitchen concept. You can also see here that we have the cookie jars. The cookie jars, you could stick your food in there. You could stick up to a stack of 64. You can also see here there's the cutting boards and the glass jars. There's also all the foods that it adds in the mod. You got your flour, you got cheese, you got sugar, pizza, you got toast, grilled cheese. Probably the best thing in the mod. I also got cookie dough. Not cookie dough, just regular dough. And we also have a bigger look at the concept. The fridge. The only difference between the fridge is the colors. And the freezer allows you to freeze your stuff. There's also the toaster. We just look for the knife so we could cut the bread into toast. I just couldn't find it here. There we go. Now, we will use the knife to cut it into toast. There we go. And we should be able to just stick it in the toaster. Should be ready any minute now. The toaster has a pretty cool feature though. It's a fast way to get toast, and toast is pretty good. There's not really much of a difference besides the color, kind of like the fridge. Same thing with the microwave. The microwave's pretty cool. Let me just get a potato. And the microwave allows you to cook your food without anything, like fuel. And it cooks pretty fast. Like you can see here that I'm cooking the potato. There's also the book there to explain to you what you're able to cook. There's also the stove. The stove allows you to cook 3 different foods at once. You can see that I'm turning it off or on. And I think you could cook the most food that you will ever cook in Minecraft with the stove. The lights on top of the stove, they need power, and I forgot to connect them, I've realized. There's also the recycling bin. Let's say if you have anything disposable that you don't need, instead of just tossing it in the lava, you could just put it in the recycling bin, and you could turn it on, and you're gonna see here that the experience levels, they're rising. And once I have enough experience in my experience points bar, I'm gonna be able to withdraw experience. And I also forgot the frying pan. There is quite a bit in this mod. The spatula and the frying pan. I'm just gonna place on the stove. And get a potato out. If I can find my potatoes. Here we go. And you can see there the sizzling. Usually you'd hear the sound, but because the audio corrupted, I had to do a voiceover. You can see that I tried to flip it too early and I accidentally took it off the pan. The potato is going to take a little bit longer, so meanwhile, I'm going to show you how the computer works. So from the computer, you could access your smart home, which allows you to turn on and off your appliances. Let's see, for example, I'm going to turn off the recycling bin. And as you can see, we're going to go back and take a look at the recycling bin, and we can see it's off by the switch. And another thing is the paddle ball. You could either play paddle ball versus a player or versus AI. And versus this AI, as you could tell, is I was getting kind of destroyed by this AI, as you could see, as I was just getting the grasp of it. And our potato should be ready pretty soon. And now I'm gonna flip it. And meanwhile, while that sizzles, I'm gonna show you how the plates work. So if you left click, you can place your item on the plate, and you can also sit down and eat it directly off the plate, or take it off the plate while you eat it. And our potato should be ready. Here we go, it's ready. And the next thing I want to show you is the bathroom supplies. There's a lot of bathtubs, as you've realized. There's maybe about 20 bathtubs, and who would have imagined that you'd be able to take a bath inside Minecraft? And another cool feature is that you could fill it up very high and use a bucket to empty it. And I think this is about 7 buckets of water. And there's tons of different variations. The only thing that changes is the color of the dye to dye your bathtub. There's also the bathroom basins. They work exactly kind of like sinks. And I kind of just wanted to display everything, that's why I'm showing everything. There's also the toilets as well. The toilets have a very special feature because you can literally sit down on the toilets, and you could also flush the toilets, I believe. But I couldn't figure out how to sit down on the toilets. And now I'm going to be showing you the grill. The cool feature with the grill is that you're able to use the spatula for this as well. And you could see that as I place the charcoal gets displayed in the grill. And I can place up to 4 meats on the grill. And I had to skip here because it was taking a while, so I should be able to flip them pretty soon. There we go. And they are sizzling perfectly. And I would have never imagined that, you know, I'm able to flip meat in Minecraft. And now I'm going to be showing you the storage crates. The storage crates can be used to do like some sort of like warehouse build. Or you could use them as just regular chests, but instead they look like crates, which is a pretty cool feature. And I think there's 10 different variants, as you can see here. And they add just a different look to Minecraft. Here's more different grills, all the different colors. And now the carpet, or the doormat. The doormat, you could customize your doormat with already made presets, or you could just make your own preset. As you can see here, I tried to make something, and it didn't really work well, but supposedly it was supposed to be a dude waving. And I tried to do it again by accident and ended up putting a carpet right on top of it. So these are the stone pathways that you could have. Let's say if you want to make like a cool path to your friend's house, or you just want to use one for a project. There's 5 of them, and they all have different colors for a color of your choice. There's also the coolers. The coolers allow you to store food and bring it with you on the go. You could store tons of piles of 64 in here, and it's a very easy way to bring food. There's also different colors as well. And there's a cool animation when you open it. There's like an opening up animation that allows you to just see the cooler open. Now there's also the mailboxes. The mailboxes allow your friend to send you mail from half across the map. If your bases are on 2 opposite sides of the map, it's a pretty cool feature to have. There's also the different colors. And I'm gonna pick up a potato. And I also want to explain, I almost forgot to explain to you that the mailbox has a load of different slots, just in case you can't make it. Trader there for some reason. Hello, Mr. Trader. And you can also select the mailbox that you want to pick to send to that certain friend on that side. You put the item in the slot and you just click the send button. And the package sent. And now I'm gonna show you that there is gonna be a little red thing. There we go, the red thing's on the pink mailbox, and you can see it's sent by whoever sent it to you. You gotta unwrap it, and I should have my potato back. And the trader really wants to trade with me. And there's also the trampolines. The trampolines are pretty exciting, because if you gain enough momentum, you could go up to 4 or 5 blocks high. So if you want to make some sort of base, they also have like a connection feature. So if you want to connect them all together and make like a cool bouncy house, or just have, you know, a cool way into your base. There's also the hedges. The hedges work well to stone paths. You can make maybe some cool stuff with them. And there's also the fences. It adds more fences to Minecraft instead of the boring basic ones, and also the gates as well. And the doorbell. Usually you'd hear the doorbell do a ding-dong noise, but unfortunately, because I had corrupted audio, I had to do a voiceover over a dozen times. This is just an add-on. I kind of forgot to do the television and the TV remote. So now I'm here to show you those things. So with your left hand, you're able to just left-click the TV and change the channels. Like there's a news channel, there was music, there was also the static channel. There's Minecraft inside Minecraft. And there's also the game that I suck at the most. And there's also the heart bouncing off the screen and the sunset. With the TV remote, you could be on the couch and you could change the channels like I'm doing right here. I am quite far away and I'm able to change the channels. And that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and have yourselves a good day. Bye-bye.